Yemen is a country that's been scarred by rebel and al-Qaeda attacks in recent years. Many have been aimed at Western targets, the most recent against the U.S. Embassy in September. Washington says the Yemeni government isn't doing nearly enough to stem the surge of attacks. So our correspondent Hashem Ahelbarra spent a day with Yemen's Special Forces units in the capital, Sanaa.
Yemen security forces on parade. A display of the armed units from the Specialist Anti-Terrorism Unit. This is the pride of the nation. Special forces ready to carry out operations across the country.
This parade is part of a program that started 5 years ago to train an elite in anti-terrorism. The Yemenis are saying that they're doing all they can do to uproot terrorism, but the Americans don't seem to be very much pleased with what has been achieved so far.
The last few years have seen a surge of attacks against U.S. targets. The most recent against the U.S. Embassy in Sanaa last September that left 17 dead. Other civilian targets have been attacked, including tourists. The Yemeni forces have been battling with a rebel group who took up arms when the government closed down their religious schools. This is the man in charge of the security forces in Yemen. He is the nephew of the president and one of the most powerful men in the country. He says the situation is under control, but it's a problem that is not unique to this part of the world.
Terrorism is not only affecting Yemen, but many other countries. I challenge any country, including the US, to say that it has uprooted terrorism. Look at what they are facing in Iraq and Afghanistan. No one can pretend he has got rid of terrorism, let alone Yemen, with its limitations and other priorities. The support we got from the West and the Arab world to combat terrorism is insignificant.
Washington is concerned that the Yemen is not hard enough on its pursuit of its wanted men. They're helping to train commando units like these. These soldiers are using the latest weapon technologies and British and American tactics. Even female combat troops are being trained alongside male soldiers. It is something unprecedented in the history of this highly conservative country.
I like to join counterterrorism because it was something new to us. Once we joined the unit, we discovered that women are crucial in fighting terrorism. For example, male terrorists disguise like women, so they cannot be searched. But our job is to unveil the disguise.
The inclusion of women is a significant step. Yemen says its approach to fighting the rebel groups must be in keeping with the country's deeply conservative traditions. Here, society is religious, and US administration's so-called war on terror is hugely unpopular. This show forces men to reassure the West that Yemen is going ahead with its counter-terrorism program. But the opposition here has been very critical, saying the government should focus more on fighting corruption and poverty rather than just doing the bidding for the United States.